Hello, this is Professor Morgan. I'm going to be your instructor for the 2018 summer semester of English 111. I just wanted to take a more informal approach with the video and discuss some of the characteristics of English 111 in the summer and some misconceptions as well. First, taking English courses in the summer tends to be very difficult. Why? Because it's so fast. You're basically taking a 16-week semester of English and squeezing it in an 8-week semester over the summer. So you're still writing the same amount of essays, you're still doing the same amount of work and reading, but you're just doing it in half the time. This works for some students, it doesn't for others. So just be aware in the very beginning, you're going to dedicate a lot of time per week for this class, whether it be writing or reading. It's going to take hours of the week. It's not going to be something you can just kind of get on real quick, take a quiz and get off. You're going to be writing large essays that are going to be graded heavily. So that's something to take into consideration in the very beginning. Don't get behind. You can do it, and I'll be here to help you. A very obvious tip is don't miss assignments. You're going to have 2 days per week where you are going to turn in assignments. The 2 days are Tuesday and Thursday. Every Tuesday and Thursday you are going to turn something in. And most Tuesdays and Thursdays you're going to turn multiple things in. Maybe a quiz and a bubble chart, or an essay and a peer edit. So just know that you have every Tuesday and Thursday you're going to turn something in. Now, you do not have to wait until Tuesday to turn in Tuesday's assignment. You can always turn it in early. You just cannot turn it in late. So that's a big thing. Don't feel like you have to wait till Tuesday and do everything at once. If you know that Tuesday's a busy day for you, then do it on Monday or Sunday. Same thing with Thursday. You can always do it early, never late. You can always do half of it in the beginning of the week and then the rest of it later. So just set those two times. I suggest setting your cell phone alarm every week. So for a Tuesday assignment, maybe on Monday, remind yourself. Don't start working on the day that it's due, because there are going to be several assignments that are going to need time. You're not going to be able to do it in a couple hours. You're probably going to have to think about it and sleep on it. And so just don't, take a look at the entire week's assignments when it opens and delegate your time accordingly. That's the thing about online classes. You just have to discipline yourself. If you miss work, you also get an absence. And this is a big thing with online students in the fall, spring, and summer. You only get a certain amount of absences before you are withdrawn from the class. Wake Tech has a rule where you have to be present for 90% of the classes. Since we don't have that many classes, you can only miss 2. That's a whole week, basically. So turn them in. You're also going to get zeros and an absence, so that's a big thing. You're not going to be able to make up work. There's not really time. I'm going to be on the next week grading a bunch of papers. There's not time for making up work. So don't get behind. Stay ahead of the game, and you'll be good. Essays are important. The majority of your grade is going to come from essay grades. I'm going to be walking you through these essays. I'm going to be checking your thesis. I'm going to show you how to make a works cited page. We're going to do a rough draft and an outline. So by the time that the essays are due, I've checked so many little parts of your essays that you're just going to have to basically put them together. And that's what you need to do. Make sure that you spend a lot of time on them. Don't turn them in later incomplete. Essays are the only assignment that I will take late. However, you're going to lose 10 points per day that it's late. After the 3rd day, it's a 0, and that 0 would be devastating to your grade, especially for essay number 3, which is worth 25%. So don't turn them in late or incomplete. Make sure you're always aware of when they're due, and you should be good. Pay attention to the Blackboard setup. Lessons open the Thursday night of the previous week, so you have several days before, more than several actually. You'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday to complete Tuesday's assignment. And then, of course, also Thursday assignments. So you can always turn them in early, not late. The assignment will close at 11:59 every night. So if you wait until 11 o'clock at night to turn something in, and 12 o'clock rolls around, it's going to close on you. It doesn't matter if you're a minute late. That would be late. You would not get to do that assignment over. So don't wait until the very last minute. I've had a lot of students try that and then email me at like 12:01. By that point, the quiz answers are available to students, and I wouldn't be able to let you retake that test. So just make sure that you do all this stuff early. If you need it, get extra help. Some of us, our English is not our best subject, and that's okay. But if you know that before you start this class, then you know that you need extra help. So the Virtual Real Center is available to you. You basically send in your paper. You need to give 3 days advance notice on that paper before it's due. You send it in, and someone's going to review the paper and give you some feedback back, which is awesome. You can also go to campus and go to the Real Center or the ILC Center if that's close for you, if you are able to do that and you'd want to do a one-on-one approach. Another option is emailing me. I won't edit your entire paper because then I'm doing more work than you are, and that's what the Virtual Real Center is for. But if you have a question about your thesis statement or one paragraph, email me and I'm available to you. So that's an option as well. SafeAssign is also real. If you don't know what SafeAssign is, it's basically a program that's going to scan your essays to make sure there's no plagiarism, which means that you've got the essays, words, ideas, phrases from another essay. It could be a student essay. It could be one of your essays from a prior class. It can be a website that you just took. Don't do it. It catches several students every class. So just be careful with that. If you're not sure, email me before you put it into SafeAssign. It's going to do it automatically. So just make sure. You might see a percentage once we start doing quotes on the SafeAssign, but as long as you have quoted everything properly and cited everything, you're good to go. Also be aware that you must use the proper submission documents, such as Microsoft Word. That's the most popular one. You can also use a PDF file. But things like Pages or Notebook on your computer are not going to allow you to submit items. So just be aware of that. On your first assignment, it's probably going to bounce it back and you won't get credit for it. So again, you can email me if you're not sure, but that's something just to be aware of. There are 2 textbooks that you're required to purchase for this class. One is an MLA LB Brief. You will need an updated version of that because MLA has changed recently. You will need to use the MLA 8th edition. That's important. If you can get that used, you can. However, it's kind of a newer book. Also, there's on campus you can rent books, which will save you some money. There's also a English 111 textbook reader that you will need, and unfortunately that's pretty new as well. There's some older editions that the pages might be off, but those are 2 textbooks that you'll need to purchase. If something goes wrong, email me immediately and clearly, okay? Make sure you explain the situation. You have your name, you have your section number of the class. If there's a Blackboard issue, make sure you attach your work somehow, maybe a screenshot or the actual document, just to prove, hey, I had it. It's not my problem, it's Blackboard's problem. If you have a technical issue with your own computer or you have a virus or something, that I can't help you with. Unfortunately, that's something you have to deal with. But also include your name, question, completed work, and check your email often because that's the only way I have to get in touch with you. So if there's something going on or maybe I didn't get your assignment properly, I will give you that information through email. So, you can attach it to your phone if you'd like, but that's something to just check for the next 8 weeks. Okay, now that you have listened to me long enough, what should you do? Well, you should go to the Getting Started tab on your Blackboard and there's something that says read this first document. It's basically what I just went over, just a little bit more detail. There's also going to be a syllabus in this Getting Started tab that is a lot of detail and a lot more information. The last part where it says instructor course information is really what you should be reading. The first part's a lot of Wake Tech rules. The last couple of pages will also be all your assignments. So if you want to look at certain due dates when certain essays are going to be due in the future, they're all there for you. They might change a little bit, but I'll always announce it. That's something to take a look at. Number 2, take the course entry quiz. Take it today. Take it right now. It's not going to take that long. You won't be able to view any lessons, anything, and you won't be in the class, because that's the first day of attendance, until you take that course entry quiz. So make sure you do it as soon as possible. If you wait after the 10% mark, you will be automatically dropped, and I don't want that to happen to anybody. So once you take the course entry quiz, you can go to the first week's lessons and then complete the rest of the assignments before Thursday. You'll have a few on there. They're not hard. There's a lot of forms, a lot of reading. But again, if you do have any questions, you can just email me. I'm available, and I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. All right, have a good day.